That's so weird. I just turned on record and there was a little like voice that says, "This meeting is being recorded." I'm like, who said that? Anyway, oh my gosh, that just really flipped me out. I wasn't expecting that. Hi, everyone. It is Tuesday, and we're like going full speed ahead now with this bit of research on a second animal. And I really hope that you've gotten a chance to start that because I know we've been really like entrenched in a lot of writing. And so, but coupled with that writing, we're doing some reading and research on a new animal. So I'm going to go ahead and where is the screen sharing? Oh my God. All of a sudden it got really weird. Okay, so I want to go ahead and share with you what I believe we've done so far. Okay, you started researching a second animal. So if you were researching elephants, now you're doing wolves. If you were doing snakes, now you're doing sharks. If you were doing sharks, now you're doing bats. If you were doing whales, now you're doing elephants. It really just depends on what you have been most interested in. Now, last week with Miss Durson, she was showing us how to compare and contrast within a book. So you're looking at the information and you're synthesizing across all the pages, making connections about this new animal. We also talked a little bit about comparing and contrasting, but this time it was across two animals. So now you have like the life cycle of the frog, and oh, that's interesting. They call that metamorphosis, and actually something similar happens with the penguin. So we did that, and then there was a little bit of work with cause and effect. Like, oh, the frog gets cold, so he sits in the sun. And well, my penguin gets cold, but they huddle together. And so you started thinking about all of that information, and then some of you completely finished your first piece and are ready to go on now with the next step. So what I want you to do today, this is for everybody. I want you to pick a thesis statement. Okay, but here's the fun part. I am going to give you the thesis statement. You're welcome. So you're going to be thinking about all the researching that you're doing and discovering your ideas about this new animal. And now you're going to consider a big idea that connects across your original animal that you wrote all that lovely stuff about with this new animal that you've just been researching and taking notes on. All right, ready? Drum roll, please. Boom! Here's your thesis statement possibilities. Number one, you might say both animals, your elephant and your snake, have bodies that are designed to survive in the habitat. Or two, both animals, your shark and your whale, have similar life cycles. I don't want you, by the way, to choose something like a shark and a whale because they both live in the same habitat. So I'd like you to do something a little bit different. Or three, both animals use your bodies in the same way to hunt or to eat or to mate. Okay, so you choose one. Now, you're going to choose this based on the information that you have been discovering in your research from last week. You're not just going to go, oh, I really like the third one, and then start going crazy trying to find everything. Usually, you let your research make the decisions for you. So if you've done the research, that should help you with these decisions. All right, next. I'm going to show you what that might look like while you're starting to compare and contrast these two animals. We, Ms. Durson and I, chose frogs and penguins have bodies that help them survive in their habitat. Frogs and penguins use their bodies to help them survive in their habitat. It might be elephants and whales use their bodies to help them survive in the habitat. It might be snakes and sharks use their bodies to help them survive in the habitat. Now you have to think about how the snake does it, how the shark does it. Okay, you might do the same thing with both frogs and penguins have similar life cycles. Both elephants and tigers have similar life cycles. Or it might be both animals use their bodies in the same way to hunt or to eat or to mate. Oh, the snake and the elephant both use their bodies in the same way to hunt. Well, not elephants because they're vegetarians, but you get the idea. Okay, so you're going to plug in your two animals so that this works. But again, you have to make let the research do the thinking for you. All right, so here's what we came up with frogs and penguins. So in frogs, the heart pumps blood through their bodies and lungs to help them breathe. Well, guess what? With penguins, their heart pumps blood through their bodies and lungs to help them breathe. Frogs feel the cold and they respond to it by sitting in the sun. Well, penguins also feel the cold, but they respond to it by huddling together. Frogs have long and powerful legs that allow them to jump and swim for long distances. Well, penguins, they don't have, it's not the long and powerful legs, but penguins have powerful flippers that allow them to not only swim for a long distance, but to swim fast as well. So do you see how we are taking our two animals using this thesis statement idea to show how they both do this? It might be exactly the same, or there might be some differences. Capito? So far, yes, thumbs up. I kind of get this. Remember, if you're home, you can watch this video again. If you're in school, you can always ask me or Miss Durson. All right, so today you are going to define your thesis. Decide what that is. It's one of these three thesis statement ideas that we gave you. Okay, how are the animals that you chose connected, even though they look so different? So how is the snake and the elephant connected, even though they both look so different? Okay, you're going to write everything down. You're going to spend today and tomorrow and whatever continuing to collect information with this idea in mind that you're going to make a project, and your project's going to be a poster. It's due Friday. What? Yeah, it's due Friday. Guess what? You might have to take this home and do a little bit of work at home. If you're already home, guess what? You might have to work on this a little bit more than you thought. And that's okay. You know what? Because it's the hard work that's going to get us to the next step. It's not the easy peasy lemon squeezy that's going to push us to a new level. Imagine it's like if you were a runner and you decide that, oh my gosh, I have to do hills. Well, you know what? Hills pay the bills. This is that. Okay. You're going to present your work on a poster. We haven't decided yet if it's going to be a flip grid or if it's well, it probably will be a flip grid if you're doing this remotely at home. But if you're at school, it's going to be some kind of a presentation in front of your class. Imagine that you're going to take this to another level for yourself this time. You're not going to do the exact same thing that you did at the last project that we presented, like the China project, for example. Do something a little bit different. Step it up a notch. Step up your game. It's okay to do that. If anything, it's going to be like lifting a 5-pound weight, and now I'm going to lift a 10-pound weight. It's going to be really, really hard for me to lift, but I'm going to get this when I'm done. I'm kidding. Okay. I know your teacher getting a little crazy. All right. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Enjoy this process. It's a good one. It's going to take you to a whole new level. You should really be excited about that. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day.